What's up, everybody? Welcome to Inside the Game, your one source for everything cool in video games. You can always be a part of the show by going to insidethegame.ca or hitting us up on our Discord channel, where there you can leave your clip and be the highlight of the week. Now, coming up on this week's show, it's back again. It's another season of Call of Duty. We're talking about the single player and the multiplayer, and of course, we're checking out zombies. We also have on this week's show, PACMAN. Yep, something you've never seen before in the world of Pac-Man. But before we get started, here it is. It's the Inside Scoop. Red Dead Online is going solo. You'll be able to purchase Red Dead Online all by itself, separated from the main campaign. Opt in, it's on sale right now for $5, but by time February 15th rolls around, it's going to be going up to a full $20. So if you haven't purchased the game yet, now's your time. If you're also looking to get it on the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, it'll come over there, but through backwards compatibility. Whether or not we'll see any enhancements is yet to be told. This is a bit of a shock considering GTA 5 and GTA Online are still one component. Why are they separating Red Dead Online? Not enough player install? Who knows? But the guys over at ITG are jumping back in. I'm always playing with good friends, hanging out, having a good time. Servers seem to be finally stable, which is also a nice thing to have. But if you're looking to get the game, now you have to free up 123 gigs just for the online component. But like I said, if you already own it, you're all set.
Microsoft's still in the early stages of rolling out their xCloud game streaming service, and let me tell you, it's definitely a really cool technology just to be able to grab any mobile device, log into my Xbox app, and start streaming games with no console whatsoever, using touch controls on my phone or hooking up a Bluetooth controller right to my phone or tablet. And it's just a really awesome feature to be able to have kind of integrated into the Microsoft Xbox world. And recently Phil Spencer was actually in an interview and was saying that they're going to be teaming up and actually putting Xbox app on smart TVs, which is going to be a really cool feature because that basically means you don't need a console, all you need is a TV and a controller, and you're going to be able to hook things up and start playing games. And they didn't say exactly when this year it's going to be happening, or sorry, next year. It's going to be rolling out sometime in 2021. But it sounds like it's going to be sometime probably early 2021, because earlier this year actually xCloud and Microsoft teamed up with Samsung for a bit of promotion when xCloud first launched. So I mean, if there's already kind of a relationship there, there's a really good chance that they're probably going to be bringing that xCloud service to Samsung TVs possibly, and then, you know, who knows kind of where they're going to go from there. But just being able to have this service integrated into a smart TV as soon as you get it is just going to kind of allow you to expose everyone, or a lot more people, to video games, and being able to jump in and just have a Xbox Game Pass account and be able to hop in and just start streaming games right from your TV with no console. It's just a really cool idea, and the fact that it's going to be happening sooner than later is super exciting. And xCloud isn't done there. They're going to be actually partnering up with Facebook Gaming later, and they're going to be getting into some really awesome stuff there. So you know what, xCloud's just getting started and it's already super exciting. So I'm really pumped to see where this is going to go.
So the new consoles have finally come out, and it's actually been a couple weeks already. And for the most part, I think the feedback has been pretty good. And personally, I can say that the Series X has been, for the most part again, a pretty good experience. There have been a couple hiccups with my console, but that's to be expected with any sort of new hardware. And ultimately, I'm very impressed with the speed and just the overall graphic fidelity increase that I've experienced so far. But there has been some rumors and some actual video proof that the PS5 actually looks better than the Xbox Series X right now on quite a few games. But if you're worried as an Xbox owner or someone who's maybe looking into that console, you really have nothing to actually be worried about. Now, you're probably wondering what the heck. Xbox said that they had the most powerful console moving into this generation. And on paper, that's absolutely still true. So, Digital Foundry actually got an interview with Phil Spencer and kind of asked them about this. And Phil Spencer gave us a pretty good explanation on why that might be. So what Phil Spencer kind of explains in very basic terms for all of us is that developers, they get this thing called a GDK, and Sony, they've had theirs available for the PS5 for over a year now. So what this is, it's a game development kit, and basically it's a handset of tools to build and craft games at its full potential for the console. So Xbox, they actually went out and said that theirs wasn't even available until the summer. They were waiting on a technology to start mass producing their consoles that wasn't even really readily available until the summer. So that kind of shows that a lot of companies and lots of these games like Assassin's Creed, maybe Watch Dogs Legions, they haven't really been optimized on Xbox. And Phil Spencer says that. He's like, developers haven't even scratched the surface on what the true power potential is of the Xbox. So my thing is, next year when the Cyberpunk Xbox Series X update happens, that's when I kind of want to see that PS5 to Series X comparison, because maybe then we'll actually finally start to see the true graphical comparison between the two.
This game has been delayed 3 times now. It was due out in April the 16th, then got delayed till September the 17th, then got pushed till November the 19th, but hopefully December the 10th we should be playing Cyberpunk 2077 by CD Projekt Red. Here are a few fun facts that we know about this game so far. Cyberpunk is set in the future of California known as Night City, which consists of 6 big districts. CD Projekt Red said it's not going to be as big as The Witcher 3 maps, but one of the game dev has already clocked in 175 hours and still hasn't finished the game. In character creation mode, you can choose your character's gender, looks and traits. You can also create a backstory for your character that can also appear in a later conversation. The main character that you play is called V, and is also played in the first person mode. The game will also have multiple endings depending on what choices you make throughout the game. There's also futuristic cars and motorbikes that you can acquire throughout the game, that you can also do upgrades, and there's also customization. There is so much more you can do in this game, and I've only just touched the surface. CD Projekt Red want you to immerse yourself in the character of the game, and believe me, they tick all the right boxes. So it won't be long till I get my hands on this highly anticipated game, and CD Projekt Red have also mentioned that the multiplayer mode won't be long after the release of the initial game, so hopefully we shouldn't have to wait too long for that. Also on Twitter, CD Projekt Red also mentioned that they own the rights to the music for Cyberpunk 2077, as they designed it all from scratch to fit in with the game. So for content creators and streamers, that is an awesome thing, so they can now play the music that goes with the game without being hit by a copyright claim.
Well, Scott, we're off to war. The Cold War.
It was late January '68. We were a joint CIA-SOG task force embedded within the 3rd Marine Regiment near Da Nang.
Scott, you and I jumped into one of the biggest titles this year. It's back again. Call of Duty, Black Ops Cold War. This dude was what a thrill ride of a campaign. You and I are checking out the campaign. Nate and Corey got the multiplayer all covered up. So we went in, we dove into this spy thriller. Man, this was an adventure. I had a great time playing this game. What did you think of it?
Yeah, this was quite exciting to get into because it's, the 1960s to the 1980s. It's the Cold War era. Everything looks a little different, and it plays a lot like an action movie. It's
Yep.
funny enough, you say the spy thriller. It's exactly that, a spy thriller movie, but with that, the tried and true Call of Duty gunplay that we've come to be used to, and it plays really well, and the storytelling aspect is something that really excites me when it comes to the Black Ops storyline. So I was really excited to jump on into this one.
No, absolutely. I was hooked the minute it started. And sometimes Call of Duty, I found over the few years, have been a little bit hit or miss, right? But coming back into Black Ops Cold War, man, the minute that game started, it was nothing but action the entire time. It was so cool. I couldn't put it down. It had these spy stealth elements to it, and then it had to the point where you're invading like a KGB office, and the way you actually customize and pick your character at the very beginning of the game, it was, I thought, really, really cool. You were able to pick whether or not you want to be MI6 or CIA or KGB, and you're like, man, dude, I was hooked. I love the spy thriller genre, and from this being right implemented into the game so quickly, so early, it was instantly there. But you definitely did have the sense of, okay, now we're into this open part. Here they come. Now we're back into that Call of Duty tradition of just blow everybody away and then move on to the next place.
Yeah, it was really interesting how the different levels play out. Some of them are more slanted towards that stealthy spy approach, but then there are definite moments where the car stops, the gloves come off, and it gets back into that Call of Duty steamrolling effect, the gameplay that everybody knows and loves. And I have to say, in this one, the gunplay works out really well. I did not really have any issues when it came to finding weapons, traversing the map, finding where to go. It was all really well laid out, and it flowed in such a way like a movie would, where it's a logical next step, but the change of scenery really makes each one memorable. Even when it comes to doing things that are a little bit more familiar, have been done in other Call of Duty games, like piloting a helicopter, it just had a refreshing take on it, where it was logically laid out in such a way that it made sense, and it was fun and easy to control.
As soon as the train slows down, you and I'll jump off. Bart, Lazar, wait till the next station.
God, as much as I was hooked, there are definitely a couple hiccups along the way. I was talking with Nate and Corey to the point where it was actually shutting down on the Xbox Series X, which is a bit of a concern moving forward. Probably some bugs are going to be worked out and tweaked in the near future. However, for me over on the Xbox One X, I was still having issues as well. The fact that when you would get into a cutscene, the cutscene would chug. And I was blown away the fact that the game is such a story point, and the way it's told is so story driven, and you're immersed into the game, and then you get to a cutscene, which is probably one of the most notable times when the story unfolds more, but it lagged the entire time, or at least for a good portion of it. There would be audio would keep going, and then there'd be no audio, and it would be just a cutscene, or the cutscene would play out in a like slow motion, and then it would have to catch up to where they were speaking at the time, and it would go like fast forward, it'd be like the movement of two and a half times the speed. I was just, what a mess of a cutscene. And it was every cutscene. Sometimes I'd have to quit, restart it, and then the cutscene would play fine. But for a lot of it, I was having one major issue after another, and this is the cutscenes. The gameplay itself, not an issue whatsoever. But the cutscenes, for some bizarre reason, were just lagging out the entire time. And then the audio, the audio is good, but the audio level spikes. 1 minute the conversation is quiet, everything's chill, and then you have to turn down your audio because when you get into the gunfire, it is so loud. And I was just like, the audio level is just kind of like a roller coaster, Scott. It was up and down, man. There was no kind of happy medium for it. I just found I was either turning up my TV, or I was turning down my TV, or turning up my headphones, or turning them down, one or the other. I was never able to just kind of put it on and let it go.
Yeah, I experienced a little bit of those technical hiccups as well, where definitely the cutscene lag would get in the way and be really annoying, and I'd end up skipping it the first time around. But it sounds like you were having a lot more issues than I was, except when it comes to the Series X. Mine as well does just decide to turn off sometimes while I'm playing this game. And that's a really frustrating thing, but I think that's a software issue related to this game. We're going to have to talk more with Nate about the technical aspects of the Series X and hope that, we're all experiencing the same kind of thing. But I didn't have any sort of audio issue in my side of the game, but it was very well explained, at least in the gameplay kind of segments where you're able to talk to your other teammates and you're able to kind of collectively get the storyline out of all these different characters. That worked out really well in place of the cutscenes for me. But
Sure.
I also had another technical issue where my save game data just got deleted out of nowhere. And I'm not sure what caused that, but that was really disheartening because this game is very exciting, but each level that I played, I sunk a lot of time into. I explored and I tried to get all the collectibles, and I really was taking my time with the game. So that was a bit of a letdown there.
God, the Cold War is definitely warmed up. It is a blast to play this spy thriller. I was hooked instantly, like I said. And then you got into some of these side quests too, to the point where I was actually taking notes to accomplish the side quests. I thought that was cool, something I haven't done in a very long time. I was hooked, but definitely a couple technical issues, and it puts me at a 7.5.
Yeah, this game was exciting. It was exciting right off the start, but there was these technical issues that hold it back from getting something higher from me. But again, I have to circle back around. When I'm playing this game, it's exciting and I'm ready for the next level, and the storyline being interwoven between levels is really something that holds me there. I'm there exactly with a 7.5 with you.
Another action-packed installment in the series, full of great combat and spy thriller gameplay. Scott, did you see this one coming? Pac-Man Battle Royale? Scott, you and I grabbed our Stadias to jump into the world of Pac-Man Mega Battle Tunnel. It's quite the little title for this one. It is the latest step into the world of Battle Royale, and we're playing none other than Pac-Man himself. What'd you think of this game over on Stadia?
Well, this one was a surprise for me. I've been making the joke for a while now about what the next Battle Royale game will be. Ever since Tetris 99, I just kind of think that's the future of a lot of the older titles.
Sure.
And we got to see Pac-Man used in that space. And I have to say, it plays pretty smoothly. It's the same Pac-Man that, we all are familiar with.
Yeah.
But there's the option to go into somebody else's world, potentially eat them and their ghosts and their points, and be the last Pac-Man standing.
Yeah,
It's a refreshing take.
It's definitely a new spin on Pac-Man that I don't think a lot of us were expecting, myself included. So as you touched on, Scott, yeah, you basically are trying to be the last one standing. There's two different modes you can play. There's Challenge, where you go out and set the points and go and you gather other resources or rewards for unlocking certain challenges you're faced with to gather points that you can then spend your currency on customizing your own Pac-Man and making them look differently, or their own home screen kind of thing. Or you can go where I went, and that's where I spent most of my time, is in the elimination mode, which is essentially the Battle Royale part of it all, where you're able to bounce from one lobby into another. Be mindful of the Pac-Man that's over there, because, well, if they're ready to eat the other ghosts, well, that means they can also eat you. That becomes a bit of a problem, because that's 1,200 points that goes to their side and not yours. So if you're able to outsmart them and able to chomp on those guys as well as the ghosts and collect all the other points that you're able to get there, you have two ways of winning. One, being the last one standing, with all your points, or 2, chomp and eat the last Pac-Man. And I thought it was a very cool, unique spin for Pac-Man, and I was able to be there for actually a while, but it gives me that sense of you can bounce in. You got 5 minutes, Scott? Dude, play around a Pac-Man. And then you're bouncing out. It kind of reminds me of the old mobile days where you're standing in line waiting for something and you just grab your phone and play. Pac-Man kind of gives me that sense, but also the ability to just stick around as well. I've been having a blast playing Pac-Man, and you know what? I've actually got a few wins too.
Yeah, it's exciting. You wouldn't think Pac-Man being competitive would work out so well, but it actually does lend itself very well to that kind of competitive nature. You can just go into the challenge mode and kind of complete your dailies, so to speak, your challenges, and clear those off. But you always run the risk of just colliding with another player that's way more aggressive and just invades your area. And that has led to a lot of excitement. And you're right about the kind of stop and start play. It's very easy to throw 5, 10, 15 minutes into this game, and you feel like you're actually playing a lot. There's a lot to be done. And I think it's just a nice blend of something from the past, not really tweaked, but paired that with some of the more modern online abilities like the Battle Royale, and you get this brand new flavor of Pac-Man. It was really interesting for me to jump in, and the Stadia, I have to say, is presenting it pretty well. I haven't had any issues related to any Stadia, connection issues or anything like that. Everything seems to be working out really well.
Nope, absolutely. Well, Scott, like we touched on earlier, when you're in there gathering your challenges, getting your dailies done, and then you're spending your currency, that kind of leaves it to be about it. That's all. You can customize your Pac-Man, grab a new world or something for you to start in, but overall, I'm curious and concerned about the longevity moving forward with the latest Pac-Man edition. And for $26, me, it tends to be just a slightly overpriced by about $6. I think a $20 price tag would have been perfect. I think that would have been the sweet spot. But overall, I'm a little nervous moving forward for how long. That we need more content, I think, to keep us coming back. I'm almost tapped out. I spent all my money and all the currency on the things I wanted. So what else is there left for me to do except play another round of Battle Royale? Which in itself is fun, but only for so long.
It'll definitely be interesting to see what kind of updates come, and if they do decide to add more to the marketplace or change up the map types. Because there's a lot to pick from the older Pac-Man series that I think they haven't quite brought out yet. So I'm curious to see how that works out myself.
Got my overall time with Pac-Man Mega Tunnel Battle has been a blast. It's family friendly, easy to jump into. You're able to get in for a round, spend some of your stuff customizing your character and things like that. But overall, the longevity of the game seems to be short-lived, I fear, in the future. Overall, my time with Pac-Man Mega Tunnel Battle gets a 7 for me.
I am very much in the same ballpark there with you. There's a lot to enjoy in this game, and there's, a refreshing take on an old classic is really good, but there is this concern of what's going to come down in updates down the road, and that leaves me with a 7 as well. Now, that could definitely easily go to a 7.5 into the 8 territory, depending on what we see in the updates, but as the game is right now at the moment, it's getting a 7 for me.
A new and exciting version of a classic. Great for short sessions or casual players especially. Well, guys, we've seen the rise starting of the streaming services. We've seen Google Stadia come out. We've also seen Xbox now bring Project xCloud into the market as well. What do we feel the future of streaming is going to be when it comes to the world of games by the year 2025? Kind of opens the doors for a lot of opportunities, Corey. What do you think?
Well, you know what? I think I'm going to go back, just over a year now when Scott and yourself were talking about Google Stadia and pre-ordering, and you guys wanted to be on the forefront. You guys wanted the founders edition of Stadia. And I know Nate and myself were kind of like, we'll let you guys get it. You let us know how that is, right?
Yep, sure.
So, because cloud gaming was so new, it seemed kind of far-fetched even, right? Like, how can this all happen when we've always needed these consoles in our houses to be able to play these games?
Yeah.
And then, fast forward a year now, Stadia's been out, and then Microsoft comes in with Project xCloud, which now basically operates in the exact same way, other than the fact that you can now access it via your Xbox or, anything, your mobile device. And it's amazing where we've already come with it so quickly, and we're just kind of getting into it, right? Like, I mean, you say 2025, I feel like by that time, that's when things are really going to start to explode, because we're starting to get the technology now that's allowing us to stream games from any device from anywhere in the world. I mean, being able to play a game on my phone, especially nowadays with the phones we all have as smartphones, we have computers, we have big batteries in these phones. We've gone from having, big phones down to small phones. Now we're all back to big phones again with big screens. So, you know what? I know not every game's, optimal for the mobile platform, but there's a ton of games. And I know Xbox has done a pretty good job with xCloud pointing out what games are really good for touch control or mobile driven games, right? So I only can see these libraries for both Stadia and Xbox growing, as the years go on. And it'll be interesting to see how we get, how quickly we get certain AAA titles, right to the cloud services, whether it's, right on Stadia or things coming straight to Xbox. So honestly, going forward, I think the doors are just opening here. We're just on the horizon of what cloud gaming is, and like there's a ton of people out there that don't even know what cloud gaming is. So the fact that we're making a video like this and even just starting the conversation, I think, is what's going to help drive something like this moving forward. And I'm going to throw it to somebody that's got a little more experience, especially with the Stadia. And Scott, what do you think this is going to be like in a few years?
Well, I think you're correct about it. This is just the tip of the iceberg, and we're going to see a whole lot more growth. We've seen a lot of AAA games come into Stadia now, and they're working at just like prime specs and showing off the graphical capabilities, even on an older machine. There's a lot of kind of futuristic gaming happening already. And just opening up a browser for Stadia, it really takes no taxing on your system at all. You can just put out this really good game and have no hardware for it. I think it's a logical next step for a lot of the different game publishers to make it optimized for that kind of a setting. And I think it's only a matter of time. There's a lot that can happen in 4 years. But if we're already seeing Xbox jump into this new market, that tells me that they're detecting the money that's going to be involved in that. And I think they're seeing the dollar signs and acting accordingly. It's really exciting to see what's going to happen next, because Stadia and Xbox, they could be the Coke and Pepsi of the arms race, so to speak. But what's going to be the next kind of company to jump in there? What AAA studios are really going to push these things? And I'm really excited to see that, because I've had a great time with Stadia so far. So I can only imagine that in 4 years, it's going to run a whole lot smoother.
Yeah, man. 4 years from now, that's a good question, Drew. Where do I see it? I think it's going to be pretty huge. The mobile market, it is, it's one of the biggest markets, if not the biggest market for video games in general.
Yeah.
So the fact that you're going to be able to kind of stream, your Game Pass or Stadia's massive library that's forever increasing, it's totally going to be huge. Now, I do see a potential for maybe more of a VR aspect where it doesn't get that big. It kind of has this crowd that's into it, but doesn't really gravitate to it. Like
a niche
me
market?
Personally, like a niche. Like I don't know necessarily see myself using it too often, but I can't speak for myself in 4 years. Maybe there will be times where I'm going to be wanting to use my phone, where I'm waiting somewhere or doing who knows what,
Yeah. No, I think you're right, Nate. I think there's a couple of opportunities that's changing. Honestly, look at how you watch movies. We all stream it. right? We're all on Netflix or HBO or Crave or whatever you're using as a platform to stream your movies, your TV shows, and that's now become the future. A lot of people cut cable and have gone to these OTT platforms instead and gone over to these services. That's how Xbox is starting to set themselves up for the future. PlayStation, we haven't heard anything about yet. They're probably lingering on some R&D right now, figuring out what their next steps should be in this. And Google's come out first and said, hey, we're all in. Oh, my phone just kicked in. See, there's Google always listening, right? Because they know what the future's looking like because they can figure it out because they've already jumped in. Now, Scott and I bought day one, and a year later, we've seen a lot of improvements. After talking with Jack Buser over on our show, a lot more improvements are on the way. They have a ton of games coming too. Google is behind this 110% because they feel this is the future. The idea of Stadia was such a future insight at the time, and then the minute we jumped in, like when we played Destiny, or you guys were playing Call of Duty, for example, right? All of a sudden, you guys are hit with an update, and if I just grab my Stadia controller, I literally just turn it on, and away I go. I'm able to play. I don't have to download anything. I don't have to install anything either. This is the beautiful part about streaming platforms. And this is where Stadia has that advantage moving forward because no longer am I waiting. There's a load time to load into the game. I'm not loading and waiting for a download or an update or an install base of some sort. It's already there on the system. And that's where the future of this gaming is going to be. I think that's how Stadia got in. And that's what they're looking at and how they can captivate their audience to start to grow their fan base. I know they've got me, they've got Scott hooked already. And yes, we're still gaming on everything under the sun, but we also can see the future of streaming becoming more of a mainstream platform than having this console in your living room. When's the last time you bought a console for $275? A brand new console. You've never done that. Stadia did it first, right? So that's one of these things. No longer do I have a box in my living room. I have a Chromecast that attaches to the back of my TV, and away I go. Now I can go from my TV to my PC to my phone and continue on. So there's so many other options now to not just go, oh man, I gotta go home to play this game. If I have a laptop, I just plug it in, hit the internet, and away we go. Everywhere's now starting to move into 5G. So that's also helping the progression of cloud gaming as well, right? So by 2025, yeah, Corey, you did mention, like, and you as well, Nate, about phones and gaming on your phones. There's certain games, dude, if you play Baldur's Gate 3 right now on your phone, that's the last place you're going to want to play that. Yeah. Because you're never going to be able to read anything on there, right? Yeah. It's so small, and that's the main issue. But if you have a tablet or your iPad or a laptop, now that makes a huge difference, and you're able to take that on the go, connected to 5G, and you're all set. The future of gaming is here because Xbox and Stadia have already started. And by 2025, it's just going to be a natural progression. And I wouldn't be too long behind them to see Stadia or PlayStation in there as well to follow behind Stadia and Xbox.
Yeah. No, definitely. Definitely, man.
Yeah. So future of gaming is here. What do you guys feel about cloud gaming? We want to know what you think. Hit us up at insidethegame.ca.
For this segment, I'm reviewing Call of Duty's Black Ops Cold Wars, that's a mouthful, multiplayer, so hope you enjoy this one.
Hostile care package inbound. Enemy CSD detected. Hostile down.
Alright, so hopping straight into the multiplayer. They have added quite a few new things, nothing too crazy, but a few new modes and some new weapons. And it's pretty awesome to be back in that kind of 70s era weapons and just overall aesthetic feel. I've really enjoyed the maps, although there are few in comparison at launch to Call of Duty Modern Warfare's 17. We only got 8 at launch for the core playlist, 12 total, which isn't, it isn't too bad. But like I said, with 17 coming from the previous game, it's a little disappointing to see fewer maps. But I resonated with the 8 core playlist maps a lot more than I did in the previous game. I felt like there was this kind of connection like I had way back in the day with Call of Duty Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2. Hopping straight into it, I just started getting kills and these kind of cool score streaks, which I'll get into that later because that's also unique this time around. But I can just say that with the 8 maps, like I said, I really resonated with them all. Now, talking about things that are different, the score streaks. Now, it's not your typical, kill streaks where you get 3 kills or 5 and you get your spies playing. It's actually score based, and it doesn't reset when you die. So it's pretty cool. It's a bit of a difference between the normal where you, like I said, you accumulate a certain score, but if you die, then it all resets back to 0. So I'm gonna restart that. So getting into things that are different, starting things off, the score streaks. It's not kill streaks, which is pretty cool, and it doesn't reset when you die. So all of them have a higher point base that you need to achieve to get them, but it really kind of gives lower skill player, dare I say, or people that just kind of get stuck in these matches where you're just kind of getting beat down over and over again. You still get your spies plane or your care package or even your attack helicopter. But it also gives players that are a high tier level the chance to reobtain these because there's just a little slight cooldown with all of them. So it kind of gives these guys the opportunity to get, 2 chopper gunners in a match if they're still that good. So I've talked about everything that I've really liked. Now I kind of got to talk about some things I don't really care for. Now, one of the big things is on my Xbox Series X, this game has crashed at least 3 to 4 times to the point where it's completely powered down my Xbox to nothing, where I have to just start it completely right up from the beginning. So that is a little bit frustrating. You could tell that, in my opinion, they kind of rushed this. That Xbox, there's so many times where I'll go to aim down sight or something will be happening, lots of stuff, and I'll kind of just lag out, and it's not my internet, because when I look, everything else is fine, and I have reset my internet. I have uninstalled and reinstalled this game to maybe see if that was the problem, but no, it's just this game wasn't built that well on the Xbox, and that's kind of upsetting. And PlayStation, they have a whole ton of exclusive rewards, and they seem to be for about a year, so that's also a little bit frustrating. Like, a year is a long time. They kind of make it so it's irrelevant because what they want you to do every year is buy the next Call of Duty. So I don't know, that's a little bit frustrating, but it's not the end of the world because it's only really some exclusive timed XP events, a couple loadouts, and some 2-player zombies mode. So again, it's kind of frustrating, but I don't know. What are you gonna do? Well, what I will do is score this because all in all, I had a pretty good time with this. Some frustrating moments with all these crashes and some of these bugs. But honestly, coming off of Modern Warfare, I really resonated, like I said before, with these maps and just the guns and just the overall feel. It feels like a good Call of Duty Treyarch experience. So I'm going to have to give this one a 7 out of 10. The multiplayer did many things right, but some unacceptable. The lack of care in the Xbox versions of this game leads to frustrating crashes and a clearly rushed game. The lack of content at launch might make you want to wait a little bit before picking this one up.
Scott, this week we're checking out a pretty story-heavy RTS RPG. Let's check it out. Scott, this week we got to jump into a pretty cool game, Spellforce 3 Fallen God. It's the third game in the series, but this is a standalone story from the original first two, so you didn't have to play the first two games to understand really what's going on here. But we have a pretty kind of unique style of game here. I can't say I've played too many RPG RTS games, and this one is heavily based around trolls / in my mind these guys look like orcs to me, but in the game they call them trolls. Kind of this band of trolls, and they're kind of going on this adventure, and the idea is that you get to build up your party as you go, and there's kind of these cool RTS elements as you play through this pretty extensive story. What did you think when kind of jumping into this game?
Yeah, it's an interesting one to say the least. There's kind of a view to it that looks like a tactical RPG, but then you get in and the action is a little more loose and the characters are more pronounced, and it kind of drops the tactical edge. It's not so much a tile-based game. It's very RTS in that everything's flowing constantly, and you can actually create new units to accompany your main party. So it has more of that RTS style to it, which is something that appeals to me a lot more than the tactical games, I have to say. But this game has its own charm to it as well. It's not super, super serious, and it has the kind of humor to do with the trolls and how they interact. And I thought that was a very charming aspect of the game as well. But getting into it, the combat is pretty interesting. It kind of plays out in a way that Warcraft 2 did, but you have more of a limited unit force. So you have to be a little more careful about what you go and attack and where you go and explore. And you're kind of free to pick your own path through the maps, take on side missions as you want to, and get rewards based on that. I thought it was a really cool idea.
Yeah, and you know what, like you said, as you kind of traverse these maps, I thought they did a really good job with how they laid out these maps. I thought they looked really, really good. The detail in all the characters was done really, really well. So it helped you get into the story that was being told here, because there was quite a story. And if you're not into, reading, luckily the voiceovers were done, I thought, done really, really well. Again, I think one thing to knock a little bit is it does get a little tiresome to listen to this troll speak the entire time, because they do spend, I would say, roughly 50% of it is heavily story-based, and the other 50% is probably your kind of action that you're going to get throughout this game. So personally, for me, I would like to see it maybe lean a little heavier on the action side of things, and maybe that's just because a point you put out earlier is it's not a tactics-based game, but it does kind of feel that way. But you have a lot more freedom, so you kind of want to be able to play and have the go and attack whatever you want, make it a little more hack and slash, I guess. But they did do a pretty good job balancing the gameplay overall in the beautiful environment that we were kind of set in throughout this, I believe, roughly 20-hour campaign.
Yeah, well, this game is also packaged with its own prequel, and it has multiplayer aspect to it as well. So you could definitely spend a lot of time in the action aspect of the game, but the story is really well told. And just like the environment is very detailed, these characters and their arcs are also very detailed with the interaction, and you're actually able to choose kind of how you interact with certain characters as you find them. And that also increases your levels, and you can choose whether you want a certain skill set versus another skill set. So there is that depth of a tactical game where you're growing your party, and that is detailed as well. They spent a lot of time in that dialogue part of the game, and I feel like it is very well felt. It's a rich environment all around.
Yeah, it was done really, really well. And mind you, we didn't actually touch on this, but this is just kind of a first look at this. This isn't a totally finished product here. So I didn't run into very many graphical issues. I didn't get too many hangups as far as controls were concerned. I did find the camera slightly sensitive. I had to adjust that a little bit just for my personal preferences. But overall, I did have a pretty good experience with this iteration of Spellforce. Like I said, I've never personally played any of the first 2 games, so it was nice to be able to jump into this story and not need any prior knowledge. But again, fans of this series, I think, are really going to enjoy checking out this new storyline with this new race. So again, there's something in it for everybody here. So if you gotta kind of give this one a recommend, not recommend, Scott, what do you think you're gonna give it?
Well, based on my time with the game, I have to recommend this one. There's a lot of callbacks to the older games, and they reference a lot of the events that happen. The action holds up, and the story is compelling. And so I have to say, if you're into an RTS kind of tactical view of a game, if that's anything that you can tolerate, this one will have something there for you. I would recommend for sure.
Yeah, you know what? I'm right there with you. I can't disagree with anything you said. I had a good time playing this game. Again, it breaks the chains from the usual tactical strategy side of this, at least style of game. So it was nice to have that kind of free roam aspect that we had here. And you know what? I gotta recommend this game. People gotta check this one out. It was a lot of fun.
Spellforce 3 is an interesting blend of real-time strategy gameplay with tactical role-playing game camera controls. It has a great use of character and story elements, and as such, we definitely recommend this to curious gamers.
Well, it's been all Call of Duty this week, and, well, we're back with more. It's Call of Duty Black Ops Cold Wars Zombies mode. This was not my idea. Yeah, dude, I'm level 1. Yeah, you saw that? I haven't played, so I just started the campaign. I'm enjoying that. Glad I could help.
Headshots give you more currency.
Dude,
Sorry, headshots give you more currency, Drew.
Okay. You gotta be able to shoot something first. Seriously, I've been standing here doing nothing.
Don't worry, there'll be plenty of shooting very
I'm
soon.
sure.
There'll be lots of them.
Wait till like the 3rd round.
You know, open that door, Adam.
Oh, we gotta do it right now.
I don't think I have enough yet. Oh yeah, I do.
Oh man, it's so different sitting this close. It's a whole new world.
Why is it dark in here already? Why we gotta start like that?
Because it's zombies, bro.
No!
Just wait.
All right, I got max
Just
ammo.
wait.
I got a max ammo here.
Shooting
Oh,
Corey
I'll grab it
instead.
now.
No way, man.
Oh,
I was just punching him.
what's up, Kyle? How you doing, buddy?
Find a shot.
So Drew, you don't want to be caught in areas like this in the middle of the round. Come a little bit later.
Oh,
Turn on the power.
So we must go upstairs. And I will plant the explosive.
got one. Oh crap! They keep crawling out of here.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Get down.
upstairs.
Find us. Find us. Find you.
Why am I on my own here?
I don't know.
Like zombies.
Yeah, it's all good. I got it.
Oh, double points. Bring them.
There we go. Dude, it's creepy sound, and I don't like that crap.
Oh man, it gets right creepy.
To the left.
Seriously.
All right, upstairs we go.
Yeah, there's another.
You guys already
a
up
little
there?
bit Further up here.
You can't leave me behind. I don't know if you guys know the rules. Rules are no leaving Drew alone.
All right, that's rule number 2. Rule number 1: every man for themselves.
Headshot. Headshot.
All right. It's probably a good idea if we open up this next.
Open up what?
area. Further up ahead, there's something to blow up.
Save your life, Corey. You're welcome.
You're amazing.
I know.
What would I do without you? My hero.
I know. You're very welcome, buddy.
Oh, there's a lot of them on the stairs here. Holy.
Holy, they're all coming.
Oh, that one just jumped up a level. Oh, they do that. I'm running low on ammo here.
Oh,
So
yeah,
you
me
can
too.
restock almost in every area. There's a restock. Come here.
There's a restock on the main floor.
There's a restock.
Yeah, come here. Right. You'll see what it looks like. There's
Oh,
plenty
yes.
of these around. And it's only $250.
Decent. I got tons of money.
How much money do I have?
That made zombies so much easier alone, right there. That feature. The fact that it's super cheap to buy the ammo for your gun.
Oh, yeah. Holy crap. You guys.
Coming.
I can't see.
What was that?
Not
There's a
cool.
nuke.
A nuke?
Not cool.
Oh, I have
Hey,
4,000.
Drew, come. Where are you? You down here still?
I'm up top. No, I went up top.
Yeah, you're right up top. Okay. Right.
Yeah, in daylight where I can see what's
Yeah, I was
going
gonna say,
on.
Stay in the light. Stay in the
Yeah,
light.
thank you. I'll stay up here.
Alright, so this is a good spot to be. This
Get
is
refresh
where a
on
lot
my
of
Twitch
people
for this stream
kind
for
of
like 15 minutes.
tend
All
to
good
do
now?
the kiting. One of the best shotguns. One of the best guns in the game.
Oh my.
Nice.
Zombies.
You got any big fat ones coming at you too? You know the big massive ones?
Oh yeah.
Uh-oh, guys. I'm sorry. I got myself stuck. That was really stupid.
Ooh, that
I
takes a
didn't
while
think
to
there were
load.
gonna be that many there.
Oh.
They all crawled towards you. If I can. Actually,
Excuse
probably
me,
a bad
pardon me.
idea.
I fell. And they just run up and get you.
Drew, come get me. I believe in you. There's no zombies here.
Whoa. Oh no!
Oh,
what
that's
just happened?
Nuke. We needed
Perfect. Revive me.
that. Where are you? Where are you? I'm coming.
Oh my goodness.
Nice.
Ooh, that was a clutch nuke.
It just
That was
popped up.
clutch.
It
Alright.
isn't. It isn't.
What's
right?
this
Like,
mystery
You don't want
thing?
them to
Where's that?
restart,
What-
but
Mystery box. What'd I get?
Shoot this guy's legs out. That didn't work.
I don't know. I have smoke grenade.
Not
fudge.
what you wanted to do?
No, I was just shooting his legs, but unfortunately, this guy's pretty slow. He's not too.
Yeah.
I shot him in the leg.
Ah.
Oh, he's still climbing. Come on.
Where do we gotta go next?
So we gotta go through here.
Oh, he's still chasing me.
That's okay. He's got me. He's chasing me. You guys figure out what you need to do.
All right, you guys come with
Oh
me.
no, he went back. He went back.
Why do we gotta go
He's
down
getting quick.
here?
Oh, all right. Let's go quick. Follow me.
Perhaps those were very popular at secret Nazi bases. Judging from the creature's transformation, the Nazis would
No, not here, not here, not here.
fully understand.
Let's go. Go left.
This way.
This is a terrible place to be. Let's go this way.
Oh.
So I want to
I'm
open
unloading.
up the door right here.
Oh, so I'll be able to
Ready?
eat for games. Nice.
All right. Make sure you guys run. It's a really bad spot to be
So
stuck in.
I'm the last
So
one.
this is
then.
where the power is.
I got
Sorry, one more door, Corey.
I got it.
Up.
Sniper rifle.
Yeah. So now, if we go upstairs, guys, you'll notice where we are.
Nice. We're back.
We're back at the beginning of the map.
Grenade.
So there's gonna be a lot of guys coming
Oh.
from where we just ran.
Oh my. Oh my God! Get me out of here. You guys just chase him. I'll be over here. Whoa! Oh my goodness! I'm going down.
I'm stuck on this.
Oh, there's
thing.
so
Oh,
many.
yeah.
Just
I got
nuts.
Oh, that's stairs.
Holy. Really use my shotgun. Reload, 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 reload. Oh, there's no getting up there. Oh, who's down?
Me. Almost. Oh, there's a nuke in front of me.
Oh,
I got it.
oh.
Nice.
I killed one guy with my
I
hand.
got you, boy. I got you.
Oh.
Man, I'm probably putting on the most intense face right now because all I'm trying to do is strafe and stay alive.
How zombies so far? Busy. There's a lot of.
We could use the radio now to get the heli.
Oh no.
I'm using it. Accepted. You
Oh
guys
yeah.
do as well.
Where's ammo? Here we go.
It starts to get a
No,
little out of
it's like a
control.
Oh, the
dog.
dogs are pretty intense.
You want that accept this thing?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I accepted. Oh,
Oh my.
oh, they're coming out of the ground. They're coming out of the ground. Oh my. No, 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 no.
Rotate, boys, as a team.
Yeah. Rotate hip fire.
Why?
Okay, where is this thing?
Got you, Drew.
All right, cool. Thank you. Oh, I gotta do this. Are we good? Can we get out of here now?
Yeah, it's 70 meters away though. We gotta go.
70 meters.
Yeah, we gotta. I think we gotta run.
Oh, there's armored ones. Oh my goodness. I'm out. Oh, oh,
Oh yeah, they're right. Oh.
Where are we supposed to be going?
I don't know. I thought it was
Oh,
this way.
you guys. Oh,
Where are we
go-
going? Oh no! What is going on? You're leaving me
Get to
here?
the chopper.
Oh my goodness! You guys are awful.
Hold
feel
me,
ashamed of
mate.
yourself.
Hold me.
All right,
Whoa!
we'll go together.
Let's
man.
go, grenade.
We'll go together. Just hold my hand. That's all I ask.
I'm
so
going for
cold.
him, Drew.
Woo!
Ah,
Oh, there's nothing. There's more coming.
ah! I'm not even doing damage.
I know.
Oh, the clutch. Oh,
Ah!
no. Oh, but he's still clutching it.
No, that's it. Sorry, guys.
Ah!
I tried.
That was tough. Man.
Oh, there's so many in there.
Oh my goodness.
That's insane.
No.
That's
That is
vicious.
insane.
Okay, that was fun. That was fun. Still creased the crap out of me though. That'll wrap up this week's episode. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, you can be a part of the show. All you have to do is go to insidethegame.ca or hit us up on Discord, just like Shadow295 did, as he's checking out some Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time. Until next week, thanks again, and we'll see you inside the game.